Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth Agbola, the founder of Nigerians Travel 2, and I'm here to talk about some of the reasons why you're not getting some of your visas, e.g. your Schengen Visa, your UK Visa. There are so many reasons, but I've just pointed out like the 5 major ones I have come across personally, and I will share them with you. Disclaimer, you would see this all the time on our WhatsApp, on our Instagram posts. When we put our adverts for trips to Europe, for example, we always put the disclaimer there that this applies to only tourists. It doesn't apply to those planning to relocate because we don't have the experience of that and we don't have the facility to support that. So all of these tips I'm giving are really for people who are true tourists, who just want to go to Rome and see the Colosseum, or who wants to go to France and see the Eiffel Tower in Paris. This is for you, not those planning to relocate over there. So the first thing, this is very common among us Nigerians. We all don't know the difference between income and money. They are different. You hear people say, I had 20 million naira balance and they did not give me my Schengen visa. The question is, what was the income you presented to support this your 20 million naira? But the visa officer looking at assessing your application needs to understand where your money is coming from. So this is where it comes in as whether you are self-employed, which means you need to have your CAC registration, you need to have your corporate account, all of these in your name, because you cannot bring someone else's corporate information to come and apply in your own name. You need to show that. And the money that also goes into that is important as well. So it goes beyond you having an income or you having the right money inside. It also has to reflect the type of money that is going in. If you sell cars, then you should not be having money coming in for hair. It's very important. Those things are contradictory. What you sell, what you do has to speak for what your CAC says. You also get people that say to you, I don't have any source of income, but I have money. I have 20 million naira, I can make my balance. How do you prove to the visa guy that this money did not just get borrowed from some uncle to boost your balance? The visa officer has to see that this money came from your corporate account into your personal account, or is in your corporate account and it stays there. So it's very important we can actually not only have money, but also have income. That's really for people that are self-employed or people in business. For those that are employed, you need to have your salary, your pay slip. It needs to reflect for the money in your account. When you have money that doesn't reflect what you earn, for example, if you're saying you earn 40,000 naira per month and you're telling the visa officer that you have 10 million naira balance, does it tally? It doesn't make sense to him. But it makes sense to you because you're the one that knows that you have side hustle or you have people that can give you money. So I would say if you are a low income earner and you have a side hustle, register it as a proper business. Have your CAC registration, have your corporate account, and that way you're presenting the two, both your employment information and your business. That way your salary can be of a certain level that will be appealing to the visa guys, that for them to know that you're legit, like you're not going to run away and stuff. The second tip I would drop is the right embassy. So most of these tips I'm giving I'm sure I said UK and Schengen, but I think I'm swinging a lot into the whole Schengen thing, because let's face it, it's actually one of the hardest visas to get. As much as there are 26 countries where you can get a Schengen visa from, they all have a general rule. They all use the same method. They all have the same assessments. But it's also important to use the right embassy. If you're planning to go to Spain, don't go and apply to France if you don't plan to go to France at all. Because the France man that's giving you visa to go to his France, and you just want to go to Spain, the day you go and renew, they might not answer you because they need to know you've gone to the country you've asked for. And when you also apply you have to apply in the country where you're spending the most time. So if you're going to France and Italy, but you're spending 5 days in Italy and 2 days in France, even though France is where you're going to first, I would advise, it's not even an advice, it's what you need to do. you need to go and apply for it in Italy because you're spending 5 days there. If not, they'll reject your application. And as much as the Schengen theory is the same, some embassies have some extra things they need more than the other. Please check that to be sure. The third thing is the rule of the thumb. You need to be able to prove to these guys you're coming back to your country. The only thing these guys think about, and I don't blame them, is because of what we do. And the guys that package people out of Nigeria, they believe every applicant wants to run away. And for you to prove to these guys that you're legit, you're just going on vacation, you need to prove what you're coming back for. If you have investments, put your investment certificates, statements, put everything there. If you have properties, put it there. Even I would have said if you're married, add your marriage certificate, but even that does not even hold water anymore these days because people leave their husbands or wives to go and not come back. So they don't even see that as much as, but anything that shows you have money, please add it in there. It's very important. It beefs things up. And also for countries that you have to go for interviews like USA, it's important that when you're speaking to these guys, show you're confident and show you're just going on vacation, you're coming back home. So rule of the thumb, be able to prove to these guys you're coming back. That's very key. The fourth part, this is the part we all ignore the most, which is your flight and hotel reservation. Please stop using generic ones. Stop using generic flights reservations. Stop using generic hotel reservations. They know this and they don't like it. The guys that are legit, the guys that are not legit, they all use it. So please invest into getting a proper reservation for your flight and even your accommodation. Don't use booking.com, don't use third party, don't use Agoda. Try to find an actual website, an actual hotel website that can allow you to have free cancellation. It requires a lot of research. So you have to check, depending on the country you're going to. They actually want to see your reservation is directly with the hotel, and they know we as Nigerians don't stay in shitty places. They know we stay in good hotels. So don't come and book a hostel or a one-star hotel and expect them to respect you. Book the regular 4 and 5-star we Nigerians stay. You know how we Nigerians like to do our things big. So please, don't present what we are not to the embassy. Let them see that we are the ones taking money to them, not the vice versa. Because let's face it, us going to Spain, us going to Italy, us going to France, we're actually doing their tourism favor. Stop making it feel like it's the reverse. So, so it's important, your flight and hotel reservation. And also, this is another tip. This I learned from another embassy. This is not able to do with UK, US, Europe, or anything we're talking about. There are some agents that have already been blacklisted. That's the truth. At most of these embassies. Imagine you having a reservation, just an innocent reservation from an agency like that. That would affect your application. Just by them seeing the letterhead of such a company, then that's it for you. Another important part, which all tallies into everything I've said, is the bank statement part of things. They usually ask you for between 3 to 6 months bank statements. We all have certain accounts, we all have that account that we used to order our Domino's pizza, is our regular chicken and chips account. Please don't carry that to the embassy. They want an account that shows your salary is coming in there and you're also living from it. So for example, if you're earning 500,000 naira per month and is entering that account, let it show you are eating your Domino's pizza inside that place. Let it show you are saving money inside it as well. And let it show your lifestyle pretty much. That's more authentic to them. Don't go and keep an account where the 500,000 stays there, your salary stays there, you don't touch it. The next month, another one. You need to show you're living because they're expecting you to live. They're expecting you to spend your money. Now, most people in our generation don't even keep their money as it's entering their salary account. It's going into their investment. It's fine. You don't have to have this money stored in your account, but please attach your investment certificate or your statement to show that this is where your money. This is where, you earn 500,000, you spend 200,000, but 300 has been saved across 6 months. That 300 saved is 1.5 million. That is more legit for a visa officer to see that, okay, this is this person's source of income and savings for the trip. People also ask, what should be your closing balance for your application? The rule of the thumb is times 2 or 3 of whichever country you're going to. The average cost you will spend to take a Euro tour, like say more than 2 or 3 countries within the Schengen state, would be around 700 to 1.5 million. Is that range? So if you're trying to apply to an embassy to show you're doing 3 countries, let your bank statement reflect it. So you will not be having 1.5 as your statement. You will be having 1.5 times 3. Then it shows, okay, this person would not just go on this trip, but the person will come back and still have money. That's key, because they don't want to feel like you go in and you're not going to have money when you come back. You need to be sure that you've managed your funds pretty much. The final part of my tips is pretty much planning. Planning is key. Time is key. So if, for example, you have a bad habit with your bank statement, as I've mentioned now, e.g., what goes in here is not monitored, what goes there is not monitored, the time is never too late. Don't take chances. Don't say, well, I will try my luck. There is no luck with this application. They give you, they don't give you. But at the same time, try to make sure you're not falling in the line of you're praying for luck. Try to do the right things. Have your bank statements. I know most of us say doctored, which might not exactly be a right word to use, but you have to be intentional about your bank statements. That is the evidence of your income. It is the evidence of your money. It is the evidence of your coming back. Bank statement is very important. So it's the most important property you can have as someone trying to apply for one of these countries' visa. Typically, I would say 6 to 8 months if you're not in a good habit already. So that way, between now and the next 6 months, you can build your statements right. And that way, you'll be ready to apply for your visa. Some embassies allow you to just drop in, and some require you to book in advance. So you need to check. But on our own side, we have a few trips to Europe. I mean, there are many Euro tours. So we have 4-country Euro tour in June to Italy, Spain, France, and Greece. That's it. Things might change. We're waiting on the whole environment. We're waiting on the universe, really, because as much as we've mentioned these 4 countries, with the whole thing going on right now, the coronavirus, changing weather, all of those stuff can affect where we go to, but at least we would have to go to 4 countries. After June, we would also go in September. I'm hoping these few tips I've shared with you guys would help you guys be able to plan better and don't rule out Schengen Visa. Oh, I missed something very important. People ask one question. I've applied 20 times for Schengen. Would they give me? Trust me. We had some people who submitted the application in January. One of them had applied 5 times and they gave him his visa. The question is, what did he do wrong the last time? What has he done right this time? So don't feel like you've been blacklisted. Don't feel like they hate you. They don't hate you. But it's a case of, what have you done wrong? Do it right, and the sky is your limit. So see you in Europe. I mean, the whole continent, really.